Alrighty, so this is the video for Lab 2, the first part. So we're going to be showing you how to do simple commands to traverse folders or navigate, actually that's a better word, navigate through Unix and give you an overview of what you need to do your assignments and create your folders, manage your permissions, and all this other fun stuff that you're going to have to do if you want to be successful in your class. So let's go get started. We go to the website for our computer science department, which is cs.csubac.edu. We click on quick links over here, and we click on CS150. Click on assignments, and go to lab 2, and here we go. These are going to be the commands we're going to be going for today. So let's go ahead and pull up our terminal. First command I'm going to show you is going to be clear, which I just typed. It's just automatic at this point. It's kind of strange. Clear clears the screen of whatever you're doing. Now that will become more apparent as I type in some commands. So let's go ahead and type in some commands. pwd is a command that shows you the working directory. It stands for print working directory. It shows you the path name to exactly where you are currently. So if I were to type pwd a couple more times, you can so you can see it won't tell you when you get it right, it'll tell you when you get it wrong. That's just a note. But I'm typing pwd over and over again. As you can see, it's slowly taking up more and more out of my screen. So I type in the command I just told you guys about, clear, and it clears the screen. It doesn't do anything else. It just gets rid of all the text that was in there. And I can scroll up, can I? Yeah, some computers allow you to scroll up and look at what you did before, but some of them don't. And I can't remember why that happens. Anyway, next command. Let's go over ls. ls is the list command. It tells you everything that is in the current directory. ls on its own is the informal ls, I like to call it. It doesn't actually show you absolutely everything. It just shows you executables, it shows you folders, shows you files, among other things. But it doesn't show you hidden directories or hidden files that you have inside of the working directory. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to actually type in the formal ls, which is ls-al. ls-al doesn't just show you all of the folders and all of the files. It also shows you permissions. It shows you the date where they were modified at, and it also shows you the hidden files, which are these ones that have a dot in the front. Now these files right here are pretty important. That's the reason why they're hidden. You can tweak them around if you want to, and you can make them do some cool stuff, but you have to actually research it on your own. We're probably not going to go over how to do this kind of stuff. Alright, well, let's go ahead and clear the screen. Now we know how to list stuff from the current directory, but how do we go into other directories? That is the cd command. cd stands for change directory. So when you type in cd on its own, you actually go back to the home directory. Since we were already at the home directory, it didn't take us anywhere. If I type in cd as space, and these blue folders over here are actually directories, so I'm going to go ahead and go on CS videos. So go ahead and I'm going to type in CSV, and then I typed in tab. The tab auto-completes, so you guys can actually try it out and see how the auto-completing works. It's actually pretty cool. It will save you a lot of time if you get used to it. You don't have to type the whole thing. You type in the beginning part, you type in tab, it'll show you everything that you can do to complete it, or all the folders that you can complete with. Type it a little bit more, tab, it auto completes, press enter, and then you'll be fine. So if I were to type in pwd after typing this command over here, which is cd into cs videos, I changed the directory, so we're now in homes to Kaylee CS videos. Now if I were to play cd again, we're back in the home directory. So if I were to type pwd, homes to Kaylee. So you can keep doing this over and over again. So I typed in ls to see what's inside of the CS videos folder. and there's another folder, so I'm going to go ahead and try to go in that folder. So now I'm in another folder. So as you can see, every time we type in pwd, our path name keeps getting bigger and bigger. Now, if we only want to go back once, we type in cd space and dot dot. That takes us back one directory. Alright, I'm pretty sure that's good enough for CD. That'll let you navigate correctly. Why don't we go ahead and show you how to do an MV. MV is the command for move, which also doubles as the command for changing name. So I'm going to go ahead and get into box over here. So now we're in box, and there's there are two files. One of them is called stuff.txt, the other one's called tilde-n. That's what that is, right? It's a tilde?
Yeah.
Okay, good. English, man. So MV, I'm going to move it, .txt, and I'm going to go ahead and call it something else. I'm going to call it junk.txt. Alright, so the basic premise of this command is MV is a command. This is space. This is a source, space, destination. It doesn't actually have to be just a name. If it's just a name, you're working in the current directory. If you put a path name, you're working with something that's not currently where you're working at. So you can actually do this from wherever, as long as you know the path names. And you can also use tab completion to figure out where you are and figure out how to navigate through if you don't exactly remember how your folders are structured. So let me just go ahead and run this command. MV stuff.txt space junk.txt. I should have changed stuff.txt that was right here into junk.txt, which is true, so I did it right. Hooray! Type in clear. Alright, as you can see, the screen gets really cluttered when you're navigating around Unix. So you're going to be spamming the clear a lot of times. Now, you can actually mix and match commands. I'm going to let you go ahead and try and do that on your own. I'm just going to show you a quick example. So I'm going to go ahead and, oh, come on, insert key. You are so annoying. What was it called before this? Stuff.txt. So I'm changing it back. But this time I'm going to type in a semicolon. I'm going to type in clear. Actually, I just type in ls. So as you can see, it executes the first command, reaches the semicolon, executes second command. So it does them both, which I think is pretty cool, and it'll save you some time, because you can press the up arrow and you can just execute the previous command that you did as you're going through. Like I'm just pressing the up arrow right now, and I go down and I can do the same thing. Next command, let's go ahead and do cp. So stuff.txt, I'm going to copy it using the cp command. Like that. I use tab completion for that, as you can see. And now I'm going to call this, I don't know. Man.
Stuff 2. More stuff.
Oh, more stuff. Yeah, you're right. We did it with more stuff, I think. Alright, so cp works the same way as mv, which is command space source space destination. Same thing applies. You can put path names instead of just the file. If you just put the file name, you'll be working in the current directory. If you put the path name, you'll be working in whichever directory you manage to be on. So let's go ahead and do that. Whoop. Now we have two files. One of them is called more stuff, the other was called stuff. And more stuff is a copy of stuff. Now I am going to just show this once just because I want to, because this is kind of important. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to copy more stuff into his home folder. So if you type in tilde and then press tab,
Complete the directory.
Oh, it's with the slash. See, I put slash home.
Oh.
Alright, well, let me do that again without the mistake. And my buffer overflow that happened in my head. So the tilde and the slash will take you to your home folder. In Kevin's case is home/stew/Kaylee. So I just press tab after having pressed the tilde slash, and it magically transforms into his home folder. Since this is in this folder and this is a path name, if I press the enter key, it should have copied more stuff into his home folder. And let's go ahead and check that that is true, and it is true. Awesome. I'm feeling accomplished today. And I am just going back to the folder we were at. Type in clear so we stop having all this junk cluttering our workspace. And we go to the next command. Our next command is make a directory. So we were already traversing directories all over the place, but I haven't even shown you how to make one. So I'm going to go ahead and show you that right now. mkdir is the mkdir, yeah. It's a command for you to make a directory. Just type in the command, a space, and then you type in a name. So for example, if I were to type in, we're in box, let's put pocket. I can't even type. Now we should have a pocket. There it goes. Right here, blue. So we can cd into it just to show you that it is actually a folder. cd ... takes us right outside the pocket. I'm going to show you how to remove this folder. I use tab completion for that. And now there is no pocket. It's dead, Jim. rmdir would not work if you have stuff inside of pocket. The reason why is because there's some precautions that people did. So you don't want to be deleting stuff willy-nilly. Like, you actually want to make sure that you want to delete the whole thing. So they kind of thought if you're typing rmdir on one of the folders and there's stuff in it, it won't let you, because you have to make sure that all that stuff inside of that folder was meant to be destroyed and not just moved somewhere else and you were just trying to get rid of the folder. Let me go ahead and show you what happens if I were to make another pocket and actually put a file in there. Ah! Misplaced my hands. I'm just opening up our text editor using the command BIM, and the space junk.txt. Junk.txt is the name of the file I'm making. I'm going to go ahead and type in escape :WQ. I just write it. I just made a quick junk file right there, and I'm going to go ahead and go back one directory level so I can see pocket. I'm going to go ahead and type in rmdir on pocket, and it will give me an error because the directory is not empty. I don't know if I already said it at the beginning of the video, but oh yeah, that's right. Let's go ahead and go in there again. Oh, by the way, if you do a command right, it doesn't tell you anything. If you do a command wrong, it'll yell at you. It's as easy as that. So, since it told us that our folder is not empty, I'm going to go ahead and delete the junk. I go back once. And now I can remove the pocket. There it goes. Make sure you make a directory for all your computer science classes. You want to keep your stuff separated. And make folders for homeworks, make folders for everything, honestly. Like, you want to keep your stuff separated so you can work efficiently and you're not just dumping everything on a home folder like I was doing for a little bit, because then it'll be a pain to go around and moving stuff all over the place with MV. It actually kind of sucked. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and let Mr. Kevin take over for file permissions. Oh. Man, that chair is so much more comfortable, let me tell you what.
Alright, so now I'm driving. Okay, so file permissions. Now if we use that one command that Puga told us about, the ls-al, it gives us all of the detailed information about our files and folders. Let's go back a step, and then let's clear the screen and run that command again. So as we can see, we have this column of RWXs and dashes. These right here are our file permissions, and what that is it gives permissions to people or groups of who can view or execute or change or not do anything to your folders and files. So you're limiting access or granting access to other people using uh, a command chmod to change those permissions. So a quick thing about permissions is that there's three sections of it, I guess. You have an owner section or the user section, so whoever made it has those three, that section right there for their permissions, and then there's a group section, and then there's a global section, these last three right there. Now the owner section is what you can do with it, whoever made the file, whatever, that allows them to do whatever they want to the file or folder. The group, same with that, and the global, same thing applies. If we go into chmod, we have to give it some numbers. So if we want to adjust who can access our box folder, we're going to have to run the command chmod, type in what we want to change, which folder we want to change or file, and then we want to give it a number to change it to. Now each of these sections has a number corresponding to it, so each section of 3, or each spot of 3, will have numbers. So this R is a 4, this W is a 2, and where this dash is, which is actually could be an X, is a 1. So when you make these, remember that this is user or owner, group, and global. We can use the numbers, we can add it up. So if we want the owner to do everything and anything to the file, if we add 4, 2, and 1, we get a 7. If we want the group to just read it and write to it, maybe, that's 4 and a 2, so that's 6. And then we don't want the world or anybody else to do anything to it, so let's just give that a 0. So that's how that's kind of split up. So we hit enter. Oh, and then box. We don't like box.
I think it's the number and then the...
Oh, it's number?
I think so.
Let's
Pretty
try
sure.
it. Maybe I have my command backwards. Yeah, there we go. chmod, what we want to change it to, and then the file or folder. Alrighty. So now if we go back in here, it should be changed. Like if we look back up here before we changed it, we have a 7, we have a 5, and we have a 5. And we change it to 760, so if we ls-al, look at box again, we have a 7, we have a 6, and we have the last 3, which are a 0. So what you want to do most likely is probably make it, if you want it to be really secure, is probably make it a 700 so that only you could mess with it and nobody else can touch it, even if they're in your group, just to protect your homework.
And the reason for that is because if somebody steals your homework, they don't know if you willingly gave them your homework to copy or if they just got it from you. So they'll probably punish you both equally or almost equally. So protect your stuff because you're responsible for your own work and you don't want people stealing it.
Correct. So that's file permissions and chmod, the command. In a nutshell, you most likely won't be doing too much of this in the beginning, but later on into the computer science, you'll want to do that, especially as people get more acquainted with Unix system and what they can do with it.
And before we have to stop this video, let me just go ahead and say that if you have any questions on any of these commands, you can always type in the command man.
Yeah.
And then the name of a command. So for example, go ahead, that's fine. And it will give you this gigantic description of all the stuff you can do. There's actually nothing that goes more into depth than this. So if you ever have a question on what you can do with certain commands, you can always just pull out your man pages and go ahead and start reading away.
Yep, and sometimes they'll give you examples of how you can do that up here. So,
Alrighty.
yeah, that's it with that.
Alright, see you guys next time.